抱歉。
But that's enough from me.
Oh.
Now, you'll hear from the person who I believe is the single thing in the world my wife was most proud of. Her magnum opus, so to speak. I think you all know who I'm talking about. Benny? You ready to come up here? Go on, B. Say something. What's wrong? Why aren't you talking?
Hey, honey. Guess who's calling? Again. Look, you know I talk to big, important people. People who could change your life every day. What the hell am I supposed to say? What do you want me to say? That I haven't heard from my star client in 6 months? This is getting ridiculous. You've got to get it together. Hey, Benny. Guess who's calling? Well,
不听经纪人了。
Just calling to tell you, I think I'm selling the house. She's everywhere here, son. I can't move without bumping into her. Then I just find myself breaking down again.
Take whatever you want. With your mother gone, I'm hoping to finally live without all the clutter. Yeah, I think you did the right thing. By the way, she didn't want you to see her like that. She just wanted you to focus on your work. That was the only thing that mattered to her.
哦，这个还是我们的旧家啦。
Look. It's unbelievable, Benny. It's like she's standing in the room with us. Like I can see her in the paint. I can feel her.
过去逝去的日子 ，Let's play 新 day。
Is that really you? It's Chloe, your neighbor. My God, I can't believe this. It's been years. I just walked through the entire show. It's unbelievable. I'd love to walk through it again with you. I mean, if you were down for that. I just can't believe that my entire childhood, I was living next to a bona fide genius. I should have guessed it. I mean, with all those little drawings you did. Remember when you still drew my portrait even when I begged you not to? God, you were such a little jerk back
你现在
then.
是不是很想要拿回去？
I kept that drawing, you know?
啊，是
Oh
不是
my
想偷
God,
卖
I bet
掉？
it's worth quite a bit of money now. And your mom. I always heard her playing piano from next door, but I didn't know she wrote the actual music. She was a genius. Like mother, like son, I guess. Hey, so, not to be forward, but what are you doing? I'd really love to catch up. I can't believe everything that's happened to you. I want to hear all about it.
would you look at that? I cannot believe my luck. You finally hit the jackpot, Flapjack. All the nobody nothings dying every day. You finally sink your hook into a... Oh, well, there you are. Well, hello, sir. If I had realized, I would have cleaned up. I'm just used to fishing up a different class of soul. I mean, sure, I've had scientists, a couple college athletes here or there, but whew, an internationally renowned painter? The gatekeeper's gonna eat you up. Hey, speaking of that, why don't we give your story a test run? Maybe you help me out with the word choice, since, you know, I'm still working on that. See if I'm getting all the strokes right, the proper composition, if you catch my drift. Forget about it. All right, here we go. Gatekeeper! Before you stands the soul of a great man. Now, would you describe yourself as a happy kid or a lonely one?
我觉得我这次选快乐好了。
His childhood was a happy one, growing up in a loving home raised by loving parents in a quaint village by the sea. And, what'd you say your mom was? A composer or an accountant? His mother was a composer who, with the need to support her family, took a job as an accountant. How would you describe her as a teacher? More encouraging or demanding?
确
Kinda
实
like
是
your
demanding 吧。
champion or more like a taskmaster. Therefore, as his piano teacher, she was over-demanding, forcing him to practice day in and day out, hoping that he might one day achieve that greatness that she never could. And how about that neighbor girl? What was she to you? Was she your best friend or your first love?
啊，这是我们
Be
选
honest here.
first love。
But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his first love and blowing it the next day. Now, from that moment forward, his mother gave up on him. She knew he didn't have what it took to be a truly great musician. But little did she know, she just picked the wrong medium, right? See, when he was 12 years old, he got sick.
12
He had
岁
to，stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he rediscovered a talent he'd forgotten. Painting. Sure, he loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. But for the first time, he saw it in a more serious light. He was accepted into an exclusive art school where he caught the eye of an
所以
esteemed
这个
professor
时候
who launched
这
his
个
work into the
晚上
national
的海鸥会
spotlight.
叫，
Now be quiet, all of you.
因为他
With
们他在说话。
expectations on his career mounting, he stalled himself into bankruptcy, which turned out to be a blessing, for it wasn't until he returned home to the house he grew up in that he began work on what would ultimately be considered his masterpiece. I said shut up, you scumballs! You mucky fowls! All right! I get it! I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I had assumed as much anyway. I should probably tell you. Those things, they're not regular gulls. They're lyre birds. They're what becomes of souls who try to lie to the gatekeeper. And once they try that, they're never allowed near her city again. I get to feeling bad for not defending them right, so they just stay on with me. Living reminders of my oratory shortcomings. Oh, yeah, good thinking. I'll be back to get you once I'm done with this one. Hopefully you won't be seeing him again.
他是不是已经没有坐在椅子上了？
You're a flea-bitten sap. You know that? Just look at him. Poor fool doesn't know what he's in for. Now don't think that I haven't dealt with people like you. You're ashamed of something. Something so terrible, you're trying to blink right past it. Because if the gatekeeper knew, she'd have to dream up fresh new hells to punish someone as worthless as you. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're the rottenest soul that I ever fished out of that black muck. And I should have thrown you back and sanitized my paw as soon as I laid eyes on you. But it's too late for that. We're in this together. And the gatekeeper, she'll see right through your fake lies as if they were glass. So I'm gonna ask you again to start from the very beginning. And this time, I want the truth. Not this.
Now play the C major chord I taught you. Remember?
Come on, keep blinking. I haven't found it yet.
You know, my father once told me when I was about...
This. Stay here. What did your mother hear on that phone call?
I'm getting it. Hello? Yes, of course. This is Elle, his daughter.
Oh, what is it?
See, she knew she hadn't yet lived up to her father's expectations. And now, she never could. Let's keep going.
We're eternally indebted.
What did you just say?
This isn't a trip down memory lane. Yes, I understand about the cat. Let's keep going.
被咬死了。
The death of those cats must have taught you a terrifying lesson. that simply being alive wasn't enough. So then you went to work to make yourself sensational.
I like hanging out with you a lot, which is weird because after what happened with my mom, I never like hanging out with anyone.
I know you want to stay here.
Hey, Elle, would you mind taking a quick walk with me down to my office?
We can focus him, make sure he's staying engaged.
Can we please try to speak a little softer? I really don't want him to hear us talking about this.
I mean, what's the point?
What do you mean? What's the point? What does that mean?
What's the point of any of it? If he's never gonna get any better.
Okay. Let's not say that. Okay? We know we don't mean it.
I know I don't. I know.
I mean, what if he heard one of us saying something like that?
I'd never forgive myself.
It's okay. He's asleep. But it's okay.
I see. You got sick. You howled at the moon, at the top of your lungs. You were sick for a long time, weren't you? Sicker than healthy kids are supposed to get? Well, no matter how painful it gets, I need you to remember. We're almost at the end of it.
This isn't video game time. I want you to figure out something actually productive to do while you're home from school. Try writing with it. Well, hello, Benny. It was your grandfather's, but I used it in college to write lyrics. Exactly. It was very artsy. Actually, I was just good at
所
fooling
以
your
我
dad.
生病让我
Didn't
也
think I was
没有
some
办
kind
法
of
说话
genius.
的哦。到底是什么病呢？
Why don't you write the story of your life so far? And then what you're going to do once you get better. That's the story I want to hear.
这里会跟着我那时候选的改。他的童年很快乐，生长在一个美满的家庭，由慈爱的父母抚养长大，住在一个靠海的古典小镇。他的妈妈是位作曲家，但为了养家活口做了会计师的工作。
Man, this is wild. You really got into this, didn't you? Oh, here I am. But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his first love and blowing it the next day. First love? Okay, Benny. And you know, we really could have just slept on the beach another night. But I'm also glad we didn't because, well, Another night wouldn't be the same night, if that makes sense. Okay, back to the story. He'd love finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. Man, you take your doodle seriously. I did not realize, but I respect it. I respect it. I do.
我没了是不是？哎，那这样他就不会给我们情
You are
书
going
嘞
to。be in there for about 30 minutes, so try to get comfortable.
Knock, knock. You're gonna be so annoyed with me, but I couldn't help but overhear Chloe reading loud from what I think was your story the other night. I know. I promised myself I wouldn't eavesdrop, but I would really love to read it if you'd let me. What do you say? You know I'm such a big fan of anything you do. I can't.
Just go in there and tell him you loved it.
I'm sorry, I just can't. Not right now.
Okay, don't worry. Just go to bed. I'll talk to you. Hey, B. Just want you to know that Mom loved your
啊，你
story.
刚才还没
She's
走到
just,
门就开了。
I think it was just very emotional for her to read. But I thought it was great. I mean, look at this. His childhood was a happy one. Growing up in a loving home, raised by loving parents in a quaint village by the sea. I'm certainly glad you feel that way. But what I want to know is, where'd you learn to write so well? All those cool words. It reads like Dickens. Really just very cool stuff, kiddo. You should be very proud, okay? Okay. Love you, buddy.
班杰明·布林是一个书家。他是布林家中最糟糕的人。连抵抗病魔的勇气也没有。他只是静静的躺着等死。
If he's ever in pain, all he needs to do is press that red button and the drug will administer itself.
Thank you so much. You know, I know my wife would normally want to thank you herself.
No, I understand. It hits mothers the hardest, this sort of thing.
Thank you for understanding. It's been a rough one.
一开始还能就是减缓到完全没有疼痛，然后后来好像就不行了。
Hey, Eddie. Yeah, hey man, it's Richard. Listen, I know Elle's been missing in action, but I just want you to understand things have taken a really bad turn here. Yeah, no, that's not going to be possible. To be honest, your whole tone is pissing me off right now. Yes, I understand you have a business to run. It's a very cliche thing to say to me in a time like this. Okay,
Well, then I guess all I can say is screw you too. I said screw you too. Yeah, man, that's all I got.
Hey, this isn't funny, you know. What, you're too scared to talk to me? Well, just so you know you're faking. Because if you were really sick, like actually sick, you'd have told me already. I happen to actually know about this stuff. So the fact that you are faking, just so you don't have to go to school.
解锁成就心平气和。
I remember when you were just 4 years old. Mom was going through a pretty tough time. I mean, not as tough as now, but yeah, her music had been rejected, and she's having trouble adjusting to her quiet little life out here, and I feared that I was losing her. But then you played this on the piano, and just your little hands reaching up for the keys. She just couldn't believe how gifted you were. And once she heard that, well, it was like you brought her right back to me. So, I was wondering if maybe you could do that trick again. Try closing your eyes. See if you can remember.
Wait, that's my bass. How did you figure out how to play that?
Keep playing, B.
妈妈感觉老好多哦。 猫咪。
What are you doing, Elle? She's gonna make you sick.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just so happy she's here. We've got to show this cat some real love. She's been through more than we can even imagine.
完了。
She hasn't been over. Like, she didn't even care to visit?
No, I mean, I don't think he's told her.
And you're just letting that be?
I don't know her step. You know how Benny is.
She lost her mother a year ago. You knew that, right?
No, but what does that have to do with...
Okay, do we have her dad's number?
I don't know. Check the book.
Okay, I'm calling now.
Honey.
哦，我没有东西了。
Oh my god, you're an idiot. You do realize this is really nothing special to me. I've seen this all before. I was thinking about what you said in the story the other day and how I reacted to it. I feel kind of bad. I shouldn't have done that. But... Hey! What are you looking at? Don't look up there. Look at me. I'm talking to you.
那这段还要连完哦。
I want to give you something, but I think I don't want to be in the room when you see what it is. So maybe if you close your eyes, I can give it to you and I'm gonna leave. Close your eyes now, okay?
你是我的初恋情人，爱你的克洛伊。
What is that?
It's something new I'm working on.
So you're writing again?
Ah, it's just a melody that came to me. It feels good to play it.
It's sad.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. But do you like it?
I mean, yeah. I love everything you do.
What do you like about it?
Not this old trap.
Go on. I'm waiting.
Well, it made me feel like if the unspeakable darkness I'm carrying can be so well expressed, maybe it's not so unspeakable. Nailed it, didn't I?
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty good.
Wow.
I can't breathe.
I know.
It's okay, Benny, I understand. There's no need to show me anymore. You know, for a while now, I've wondered if I'm just not a good enough storyteller. If I just don't have grand enough words, can't tell grand enough stories. But grand words and stories, I think they may be overrated. Ugh. I know just what to tell her. Watch for her now. I've seen the gatekeeper take many forms depending on the soul I bring her. But once you see her, you'll know. Believe me. I should go get ready. Don't worry. We got this. I think. There she is. Wish me luck.
Gatekeeper, before you sits the soul of a child who died before he could grow old.
That means she's ready to hear your story.
You know, I never told you how much I loved your story. It's really so
他还用这样子，
imaginative.
就是那
And the
个
person you
守门
wrote
者。
about is such an interesting and intense guy. My only issue was, well, I didn't like him very much. So, I wanted to read you something I wrote for you, which is about the Benny I've known for 11 years now. It's called The Great Life of Benjamin Bryn. Benjamin Bryn was born into an ordinary home, to an ordinary mother and father in a small town by the sea. His mother was a composer, or at least that's what she dreamed she'd be. So, when her own dreams didn't pan out, she began to dream for him. But then, when he was just 11 years old, he got sick and was forced to stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he began to worry that he hadn't lived enough. So he made up a story of the great life he thought he wanted to live, which only made him forget the great life he already had. How he had filled a new home with light and joy and promise. How he met a girl, his neighbor, who felt all alone in the world and made her feel okay again. And how, even when he was sick, he still gave his parents hope. How he reminded them exactly who they were after they had almost forgotten. So when he knew he was going to go, he was okay. Because he'd already lived a great life, a full life. And he was everything he needed to be, just as he was.
She accepts. Close your eyes now, and keep them closed. She's gonna let you in. Go on. You know what to do.
Why is he smiling like that?
It must be somewhere that he likes.
最后一句话是我死掉的时候听到的，哇！刚刚才注意到。I wanna be somebody, me 2.0 for you, and when you meet somebody, you're gonna feel the same way I do. I'm gonna say I love you before you say I'm gone. When that chance comes through, I'm gonna prove you wrong. In a market, in a desert, you'll remember why you came here. There's a couple pictures. 等于说，这个回忆旅程其实就是我快要死掉之后做的。然后他点头那一刻，我闭上眼睛，就是我真的死去了。但我是没有留遗憾的人。You wanna make some money, give a kid to dad when he has somebody. 觉得玩2次就会多看到一些细节啦，比如说晚上的海鸥跟一些对话的。Tied to raffle tickets, I've got memories, but I'm slipping. You left some people in here wondering if you'll stay here or not.
对啊，邻居出门影响不大，主要是现在看你想选哪边而已。我觉得是让整个游戏比较活泼一点吧，就是不要路线这么单一死板。不是，我也没有想到这两个延续的会这么感人呢、我是真的没想到。那我看下一个最好不要玩那个战争那个了，那个好像也是感人的。但这个真的是。我觉得近期以来我最扛不住的，尤其最后面那边真的不行。不过，如果当画家的经验是想出来的话，为什么要加上妈妈死去的事？对，就是奇怪的点是为什么妈妈死去跟后面那一段记忆，真的就除了最后。在妈妈死去那一段有爸爸之外，其他都没有爸爸，这一点也蛮值得想一下的。也许简短的就是猜测啦，因为他可能。也知道自己喜欢的是画画，但是他妈妈不是一直逼他弹钢琴吗？我在猜啦，可能他是想要表达说，当他妈妈死去之后，他就会想到说，其实他是很喜欢他妈妈的之类的吗？有可能吗？就其实对他妈妈的情感还是很大的，并没有讨厌。的确，在整个故事中，我觉得爸爸的戏份比较可有可无了，就是一个好人。